it's amazing to see family members and people around you that then pick themselves up, and then equally they pick you up too, and it's a vicious cycle.
Right.
You're working on your fitness, your health, your family members and people around you in your close inner circle are noticing that. They're picking themselves up because they're seeing that. And if that energy is strong enough, they'll do stuff as well, and then that energy bounces back because they're the most people you spend your time with. It bounces back and helps you up as well.
Yes.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, that is.
Like,
it's not really something you think about.
No.
Right, you're just going through your daily life, trying to improve on things, but you don't really, like, you know, compartmentalize like where the growth is, and like actually what are the fundamental things that improve your life and make it worse.
And that's what I'm saying as well. There's two ends of the spectrum as well.
Yes.
You go down, you spiral, and you go into a position where like you're in a really bad place. Notice the people around you in your inner circle go to that bad place with you. You're pulling them down too, man. So like it can be either side of the spectrum. Like you could have this balance, sure. You could be in the middle, you could be the common man, you could be high, you could be low. Wherever you are on that line,
yes,
the people around you will be affected.
Right, and sometimes it does feel like a push and pull. Like you could be doing well, someone around you isn't.
So then that brings you to the middle.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing as well, because I can relate to that a lot. I have many friends and family members too that like every now and then, if they're either high or low, or I'm high or low, if I'm high, they're low, we bring each other in the middle. If they're high, they're low, bring each other in the middle, and it mediums out. And it's weird to, like, it's crazy to think about that, like on a global scale, like all the families and all the people, and that's why it's so, that's why it works.
States, nations, like it does extrapolate out.
So that's what I'm saying. Life will average out.
Yeah.
Everyone averages out. Think about that for a second. Isn't that crazy? And that's one of the, like, I haven't talked about this before. Like, I haven't talked to you about this. I was thinking about this the other day. When I was climbing Mount Kosciuszko a few days ago for a project, I was almost at my breaking point. I was like gonna tear up because I was like, my legs were so sore, bruv. My feet were so, I could not feel my feet. Okay, but you know what I said to myself? Getting up and I'm not even bullshitting, this is exactly what happened. I got up that last hill, and I said to myself over and over, life averages out, life averages out, life averages out, life averages out. And the reason I was telling myself that was no matter if you're in a dark place, a good place, where you are in the world, life averages out. If you're in a bad place when you were young, it's more likely that you'll be in a better place when you're older because of that. In some cases, that's not the case.
Right, it can like it can make you want to be the polar opposite, like.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you have a life, like, I didn't have the greatest childhood, so like obviously because of that, I wanted when I was in my teens, I wanted my adulthood when I got there to be a little bit better. Because
you were conscious of how bad it could be.
And I'm already aware of that,
Yeah.
and I know how that feels.
Yeah.
So as humans, we want to try something different each time. So if it's like, for example, you have a shit school life and you can't do well at school, you're getting shit grades and you don't even know what you're doing wrong. But then you get to a point in your adulthood where you're actually really, really successful, and people are so confused by that. Why are they confused though?
Right.
Because it's like that person already went through the pain of failing.
Well, that is kind of hard for people to see who never experienced any sort of extreme scenario. Like either of the extreme, the bad or the good, they can't really see it.
And they can't relate to that.
No.
And there's the people I know in my life that I've talked to that have had great childhoods and they've had great adulthoods too.
Yeah.
Like they've had great and equally bad as well. So it's like life averages out on every single point. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's not something we really think about.
I've never, like, I think about it a lot. I've never talked about it though.
Yeah,
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
it does, because then from there it's kind of like, well, how can you use that perspective to your advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always had this weird thing inside of me that it's like, hang on, if this person's going through this and then they just went through that, but now they've got this cool thing that came into their life and that's working and that's balanced out that other stuff, that bad stuff, and now they've got this good stuff. And then equally they might get some bad stuff down the road again.
Yeah.
Your days, your weeks, your months, your years average out.
Right. And I also think probably when you're older too and you start to see that to and fro, that the good and the bad, how that averages, you can sort of gain more perspective on it and not get caught up in it as it's happening. And it's all a journey, and things can feel permanent while they're happening.
Yeah.
But it's all just how you go through life. Like,
You've got to realise that first, life that averages out, before you realise that it's important to grow. Once you realise that like everything's pretty much the same for everyone, and I'm like, a lot of people like, oh no, but you don't understand like my situation. It's like, no, we don't. But everybody's different. Everyone has their own journey, and everyone has somewhere along the line where it's like a bad time or good time in their life, and it all really averages out, seriously.
yeah, or at least a lot more than people think.
People think that like this person's life
Like
is
obviously,
better.
like when you look at the situations, it's like, oh, that's so different.
Yeah.
And it is. But the emotions and, you know, it's we all experience them.
Yeah.
Obviously to varying degrees and at different stages, but it is kind of a common experience, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, now I know that everybody's pretty much the same and it doesn't matter who you are, and I'm comfortable with that. Now I'm ready to grow in my own sense, on my own thing, because I'm ready to be on my own journey. I'm not worried about other people. And that for me, I mean, like, people don't learn that stuff till they're 30, 35, 40.
Yeah.
Sometimes don't even learn it till they're 80. I just happened to learn it when I was young. But the thing is, though, that a lot of people fixate on like, this guy's got a better car than me, this guy's got a better job than me, this guy makes more money than you, this chick has a better looking ass than me. like, it's just, it's so dumb, because they're on their journey and you're on yours.
Yeah, and
You know
well,
what I mean?
and it is always just that thing. It's like the grass is greener, and you know, you at one point wanted badly what you have now,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
so hard to see that,
So hard, because people don't realise.
because it's
that.
like, I know, but if I just had this,
Yeah. They're so fixated on that thing, and this is what we were talking about in the car before. They're so fixated on that thing they get. Once they get that thing, they don't care. They want another thing.
and you know, we as humans, we're just highly adaptable creatures. You just get used to whatever situation, good or bad. That's just
Yes.
coming back to that. Like, you could have the best, like, it's the same thing. You could have a really nice house, or a really, you know, just average bland house that has nothing special about it,
Yeah.
but it just feels like a home.
Exactly.
Like, after a while, it's
Yeah.
it's just home.
And it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
It only matters that you are doing you. You're on your own journey. And you're working on bettering yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what leads us into why it's important to grow. And if you understand that life averages out and that everybody's got sort of the same similar journey, it doesn't matter who they are. Yes, it's good for you. That's the main thing. It's good for you. You're getting everything that you need. You're getting your fitness, you're getting your health, you're eating better, maybe you're running, maybe you're swimming,
Yeah.
whatever it is. You're getting out there, you're getting active, and you're getting stuff done. It doesn't have to be physical stuff. You could be trying to consume more knowledge. You could be trying to learn a different language. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you're growing on your own and you're understanding a little bit more about how the world actually works, then the people around you get that energy,
Right.
right? Doesn't matter how strong it is, they get that energy and they see that and they go,
It's
okay,
contagious, yeah.
he's like, he's doing that. What's he doing? I'm gonna start doing something like that. Not exactly that. I might do my own thing. And that person, and that's why like this is why it comes back to the life averaging out thing. Like,
Yeah.
whoever, yeah, it just goes around the globe.
Yeah, and
That's
you know,
what I like.
it also just helps people see what's possible now. It's like, oh,
Yes.
I know this person, I know what they're like, and they did this really cool thing.
Yeah.
That must mean that I have something special that I can do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another thing is and that's why it's so important that you grow, because if you do grow, people around you grow, but then they ultimately help lift you up too.
Right.
So you grow, your energy gets cast onto the people around you. Maybe you have someone really close to you that's like your best friend. Maybe you have like a really good partner. Maybe you have like that one person that's like in the family that's just a hustler. Like you have that person, and everyone benefits from that. And then on top, and at the same time, it's not for them, it's for you. But ultimately, your best interest is to help them, because then it comes back. The energy it's recycling.
Yeah.
It's like chucking out the cardboard,
right,
and it gets recycled and made into something.
And that's exactly like why you go to different parts of the world and they live completely different ways. It's because that's how they're brought up, and that cycle just goes around.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's just so special. I started the mindset and personal development stuff like a year ago, and I started making mindset content at the start of the year, and over the last 10 months I've seen growth in my brother, my younger brother. He's 15, and he now works out consistently. He works out harder than me. He's a little bit more mature than me in ways, and he's 15 and I'm 22. So, and I've seen my shadow cast onto him in a good light. It wasn't really a shadow; it's a light. And seeing that coming back, and he's ultimately lifting me up as well.
Yeah.
It's just the best gift.
Right.
The fact that I've been able to...
Because now you're not just doing it for you. And then it's just more positive reinforcement.
And it's coming back to me. The energy I gave is coming back.
Yes.
And it's a recycle. And, I'm seeing him in a position where I imagined him. I imagined him in the position where he was going and playing footy with his school team. I imagined him in a position where he was working out every day. He's texting me every day saying, dude, we got to work out, I can't wait to come to yours. Whereas before it was, oh yeah, he's my brother, hey.
Yeah.
Isn't that so special?
Yeah. Yeah, having something to strive for together, that's a really powerful thing.
And that's what I'm saying, it's a reward.
Yeah.
You put in the work and you get the reward. And when your parents tell you that when you're really young, it actually is true.
Yeah.
You put in the work, you get so much rewarded to you. And I don't mean to big corporations or the job you work out. I just mean around the inner circle, the people you have in your family.
Yeah.
Friends, family, everyone. How good.
Yeah. Wow.